In the fall and spring and summer months, this hill adds green space to the campus grounds and provides an area which can be used for any number of physical or leisure activities. In the winter, the hill becomes a perfect setting for sledding and wintertime merriment. The experience of being a student pharmacist is unique to those who choose to attend an intensive graduate-level professional school. Students are often on campus as early as 7 a.m. and as late as 9 p.m. studying, meeting for group projects, and leading student organizations. Notre Dame of Maryland University's campus is a lush, bucolic landscape. Nestled in the middle of an affluent residential area, it provides a sheltered, quiet escape reminiscent of suburban living. The secure park-like 58-acre campus is an ideal setting for focused studying and research. Several college campuses are within walking distance, such as Loyola University of Maryland, and the premier Johns Hopkins University is just a short drive away. Several miles down North Charles Street is downtown Baltimore, a growing, developing urban center full of opportunities for involvement with service projects, public health initiatives, and community enrichment. Most of the attractions in the greater Baltimore area are accessible via public transportation from the campus, and many are actually within biking distance. Public transportation options downtown are ample to fit a wide variety of commuter needs. They include the free Charm City Circulator, local buses, the Metro, a light rail, water taxi, and the MARC and Amtrak trains. Next door to Notre Dame of Maryland University is a historic house and art museum called Evergreen, which is located inside a mansion owned by the Hopkins family. Just across the black line of the Notre Dame of Maryland campus is Loyola University of Maryland, a small private Jesuit liberal arts college. Notre Dame of Maryland University is located in Baltimore, Maryland, in a safe and quiet neighborhood called Govans-Guilford. This area has been home to some of the most stately houses in Baltimore and boasts some of the largest plots of green space in the city. Further still is downtown Baltimore, which boasts many attractions and activities for students and families alike. Sports fans will enjoy going to Ravens games at M&T Bank Stadium or Orioles games at Camden Yards, while foodies will take interest at the local organic restaurants and wide variety of international cuisines found in historic neighborhoods such as Fells Point and Federal Hill. A few miles south down Charles Street is the quirky, artsy neighborhood of Hamden. Just south of that is a diverse and lively neighborhood called Charles Village, which developed around the Homewood campus of Johns Hopkins University. Healthcare legislation in the U.S. is currently a major topic of conversation across political lines and throughout the country, and we know you want to be part of the discussion. Luckily, NDMU School of Pharmacy is only a 15-minute car ride away from Baltimore Penn Station, where the MARC train departs about once every hour throughout the day to take passengers to Washington, D.C. The train ride to D.C. from Baltimore Penn only takes about 45 minutes. Not only are there lobbying opportunities for student pharmacists to speak to senators and congressmen and women on Capitol Hill, there are also networking opportunities. The headquarters of all the major professional pharmacy organizations are located in the Maryland, Virginia, D.C. area. Many NDMU School of Pharmacy faculty have strong ties to these organizations. The surrounding region is a hotbed of healthcare, especially from a public health perspective. Our students have spoken to CEOs of national pharmacy organizations, and many of them have visited our campus. Doyle Dining Hall is just up the stairs from Gator Alley and provides a newly updated formal cafeteria setting. Renovation to this dining hall conducted in 2015 offers a wide variety of food options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Booths, large tables, high-top counters with built-in outlets for electronics, and high-top tables offer many different seating options for dining groups of all sizes. Large windows give diners a great view of Knott Science Center and the campus and beyond. The 4 years student pharmacists spend in the PharmD program at the School of Pharmacy are punctuated by important milestones. During the first semester of their first or P1 year, students are officially given their white coats, a ceremony that signifies the true beginning of their pharmacy school educational journey. In G. Avery Bunting Hall, the lobby outside the Office of Admissions and the Office of Experiential Education serves as a gathering point for prospective students and interview candidates. Students can also be found meeting to discuss and carry out group projects. In Knott Science Center, the new Knott lobby provides a semi-formal gathering space for smaller School of Pharmacy event receptions, such as the pinning ceremony, which students participate in during their third or P3 year, and the Student and Faculty Awards ceremony. The student lounge off of Knott Lobby provides a quiet escape from the hustle and bustle of the entranceway, as well as comfortable chairs meant for hours of productive study and social activities. This auditorium and lecture hall was renovated in 2011. It is technology-enabled, complete with a digital projector, a large automated pull-down projector screen, a whiteboard, a microphone, and a podium complete with a computer and controls for the room's features. This room is designated for a variety of purposes, including lectures and School of Pharmacy events such as the pinning ceremony. Knott Auditorium has the ability to house almost the entire NDMU School of Pharmacy, including faculty and staff. Looking at the size of this room gives visitors a real idea of how tight-knit a community the NDMU School of Pharmacy truly is. This classroom is used for various School of Pharmacy courses throughout the year. It includes amenities such as technology-enabled podium with a computer and connected projector, as well as auditorium seating with built-in desks. Because of its location in the lower level of the L&D library, it is very close to the main School of Pharmacy buildings, which allows for an easy walk between classes. This area is a dedicated School of Pharmacy study space for any student pharmacist or group of student pharmacists who wish to spend some time on campus in close proximity to their classmates, faculty and staff throughout the day, and even in the evening after the offices have closed. During the exam week, these rooms are constantly buzzing and full of students. Bathrooms, whiteboards, TVs with connectivity capability, and built-in table outlets make this space and adjoining breakout rooms extremely helpful and functional for studying, both in short and long sessions. The School of Pharmacy offices are housed in Knott Science Center and G. Avery Bunting Hall for the convenience of both student pharmacists and prospective students. The office's proximity to the faculty and teaching facilities support the team environment that permeates the program. Throughout both G. Avery, Bunting Hall, and Knott Science Center, there are open study spaces and classrooms that are often available for unstructured group or individual academic work. Students take advantage of these free spaces throughout the day, which makes for a highly charged intellectual environment. The most recent addition to the beautiful campus landscaping is a gathering and reflection space funded by the alumni of the class of 1960. The original arch that stood at the front entrance of then College of Notre of Maryland has been reinstalled as the gateway to this area, adding a pleasant stopping point and place to sit, relax, and have lunch. The Office of Experiential Education is responsible for coordinating and helping students transition into the off-campus educational pharmacy practice experiences that students are required to complete throughout the full-year curriculum. The Office of Experiential Education is committed to providing pharmacy practice experiences that develop student pharmacists into skilled, well-rounded, and well-prepared pharmacy professionals. Last year's graduating class had a 97.8 pass rate on the NAPLEX and a 96.8 pass rate on the MJPE. NDMU School of Pharmacy is one of the few selective pharmacy schools to participate in a designated Advanced Pharmacy Practice Experience clinical track at Johns Hopkins Hospital. Students completed rotations at many world-class medical facilities such as Johns Hopkins Hospital, University of Maryland Medical Center, and Walter Reed Medical Center. These rotations, along with the demanding curriculum, contribute to the demand for NDMU School of Pharmacy graduates by employers. Many graduates are accepted into the postgraduate first-year and second-year residencies, as well as postgraduate fellowships. Some School of Pharmacy students choose to live on campus in a building called Doyle Hall. It is a very convenient commute. A 2-minute walk takes residents to Knott Science Center, where many of the School of Pharmacy classes are held. Like Knott Auditorium, this classroom easily holds an entire class and is often used for many other academic and non-academic purposes. This room is also completely technology-enabled, offering the same high-tech podium setup as the auditorium with the addition of built-in table outlets at each desk. Just outside this classroom are the offices of the Pharmaceutical Sciences faculty and several of the Clinical and Administrative Sciences faculty, as well as the department chair's suite. The School of Pharmacy's classroom spaces can be found in both Knott Science Center and G. Avery Bunting Hall. First, second, and third-year students are learning on campus for some or all of each semester. NDMU School of Pharmacy sees itself as a teaching institution first and foremost. Accordingly, faculty strive to employ teaching strategies that focus on the students as the center of the learning process, using the most current and best methods available. You won't find any boring classes here. Faculty implement active teaching and interactive methods to engage students in the material. One such example is the pharmacotherapeutics course, in which pharmaceutical sciences and clinical faculty co-teach each class, thereby exposing students to the science and clinical aspects of pharmacy concurrently. The Office of Admissions is located on the first floor of G. Avery Bunting Hall, across the breezeway from the Office of the Dean. The Director of Admissions and the admissions recruiter provide counseling and admissions support to applicants and help incoming students transition to P1 student pharmacists every fall. The Office of the Dean of the School of Pharmacy is located on the lower level at Knott Science Center. It is home to the Dean, Associate Dean, Assistant Dean, and Director of External Relations. Student pharmacists often visit this office for current student paperwork, student-run events and activities, or simply to catch up with our deans and their activities. The Dean's Conference Room is a formal meeting space often used for large faculty, staff, or department meetings. Students may also request to reserve the conference room for meetings. The administrative staff for the Office of the Dean are generally available during normal business hours to help students, faculty, and staff communicate to the Dean and Associate Dean in the most efficient way possible and to assist with School of Pharmacy events. This building, shared by Loyola University of Maryland and Notre of Maryland University, is a neighborhood's hub of academic activity. Students from both campuses come here to find resources, study in peace, and conduct research for their projects and papers, and the library staff is extremely eager to help with the student research needs. The library has an abundance of print, digital, and online resources available. There's even a dedicated space for School of Pharmacy reference materials. It also keeps an updated pharmacy catalog and a pharmacy research guide and offers document loaning services with affiliated schools. The Student Technology Lounge is a formally assigned study space that is accessible only to students. It houses a printer, fax machine, scanner, and copier, which can be used through the cloud printing system on campus called Gator Print. Tables and comfortable chairs fill the space, and open computers are available. In the pharmaceutics lab, students have the opportunity to learn about dosage formulations. Have you ever wondered what makes a capsule? Or if there is a difference between an ointment and a cream? Our students learn the answers to these questions and how to make each dosage form here. They even learn to make medication dosages into lollipops. Given the growing demand for personalized medicine, understanding dosage formulations and knowing how to make them for specific patients is essential for future pharmacists. The Simulation Lab is a state-of-the-art lab that simulates two distinct pharmacy environments, an acute care setting and a community setting. In the acute care setting, students learn to work with machines and electronic equipment that they will use on a regular basis while they are on rotations at various hospital and clinic sites. In the community setting, students experience what a community pharmacy is like and become familiar with the layout and organization of a community pharmacy, as well as how to access and correctly use computer software to fulfill dispensing duties. The highlight of the Simulation Lab is Simulation Man, or SimMan for short. He is a high-tech teaching tool in the form of a humanoid robot who can be programmed to exhibit a large number of medical issues, symptoms, and side effects. He is often used in the acute care portion of the lab so that student pharmacists see actual changes in the heart rate, EKG, pulse, and other vital stats as drugs are administered. G. Avery Bunting Hall was built in 2011 with the School of Pharmacy students in mind. Every corner not occupied by a lab has been fitted with a technology-enabled study space, complete with large flat screens with computer connectivity, in-table outlets, and whiteboards for studying and group meeting sessions. Knott Science Center was partially renovated during the building of G. Avery Bunting Hall, and during that renovation, several meeting-style classrooms were upgraded with flat-screen connectivity, in-table outlets, and digital projectors. Located next to Knott Science Center is the brand new university academic building, which houses the School of Nursing. The study space on the first floor is a particularly beautiful and peaceful resource for School of Pharmacy students. Tall windows allow in natural light while the atmosphere remains quiet throughout the day.
My role at School of Pharmacy is as a teacher. I'm an associate professor in the Department of Clinical Administrative Sciences. In addition, I'm also the chairperson for that department, which makes me responsible for the clinical staff as well as the curriculum and any student issues that may arise that fall within that department. Well, I could probably take 2 hours to explain that, but let me start off by saying that our students get a diversity of exposure to many of the clinical practice sites that pharmacists currently practice, on more of the traditional practice sites in community and retail pharmacies and in hospital pharmacies, but also some of the more progressive sites, such as some of the specialty areas we have in hospitals, ambulatory clinics, physician practices, as well as some government agencies in which our students will practice. We also try to give our students exposure to the latest in transitions in care, as the government, with the Affordable Care Act, is really trying to keep more of our patients in the community and making the community healthy. The pharmacists are playing a greater role in the communities in relation to medication management. Our students have a wide variety of practice sites to go to. If I break them down into certain categories, we certainly have more traditional community pharmacy, which would consist of independent pharmacies as well as chain pharmacies. We have the hospital practice setting, inpatient as well as ambulatory and outpatient clinics. We also have affiliation with government agencies, so our students can get experience in the government agencies, such as the FDA and the NIH, as well as our students have accessible to them the large national pharmacy associations, and those offer rotations on a competitive basis to our students. Our students are also exposed to many specialty rotations should they have an interest and they want to choose to continue their studies. Areas such as pediatrics, oncology, anticoagulation, infectious disease, HIV patients, critical care, shock trauma, just to name a few. The hospitals that we affiliate with very close in the city are Johns Hopkins, University of Maryland, MedStar, Carroll Hospital, Howard County Hospital, as well as many of the surrounding community hospitals that are a little bit smaller, that are non-teaching. But our students also have exposure to hospitals without having to be restricted by geographic location, so they can go to the hospitals within Maryland, nationally, as well as we have a few international rotations that afford our students the availability to go out and see a different type of practice. Our CAS faculty are a very diverse group. You'll see the CAS faculty from the first year to the fourth year, both in a classroom and at a practice site. Particularly in your fourth year, as you go out in your practice site, you'll see our faculty practicing pharmacy. They're all licensed pharmacists. They maintain their licenses so they continue to practice. Some of the areas of specialization include healthcare economics, public health, HIV, infectious disease, family medicine, general medicine, anticoagulation, oncology, critical care, and some practice in the shock trauma unit.
My name is Dr. Payal Agarwal. I teach pharmaceutics and pharmaceutical calculations to the first year PharmD students, and I also teach biopharmaceutics along with clinical PK to the second year PharmD students. So Pharmaceutics 1 is a 2-sequence course which is offered in the fall semester, along with Pharmaceutics 2, which is offered in the spring semester. So in the fall semester, they focus on learning about all the liquid dosage forms, where they learn about formulating syrups, elixirs, ophthalmic solutions, nasal solutions, and parenteral solutions. So some of the very basic techniques that the students learn is the application of all the physicochemical properties of the different kinds of dosage forms and their testing. So they learn about labeling, they learn about prescription writing, they learn about all the calculations involved, they learn about weighing the powder, they also learn about the evaluation where they test the stability of the drug products. And some of the things that they carry on in the future classes is about the entire formulation, how that can affect the body of the patient. So some of the very, I would say the importance of pharmaceutical sciences courses, they are the foundation of any healthcare profession because it provides a very solid background in terms of learning about the drug, the dosage form, and how it actually behaves inside the body. So for example, one of my courses where I teach biopharmaceutics and clinical PK, it mainly involves the entire drug behavior inside the body, its journey inside the body, and then how that impacts the dosing of the drug for that patient in a specific disease condition. So these are really important skills that they actually take it throughout their curriculum rather than just focusing on the clinical aspect. So student performance in terms of the different courses that they take in the first year and the second year actually changes quite a lot. Specifically, I would say that their level of understanding changes and it grows. Secondly, their level of confidence also enhances, and their level of critical thinking and problem solving skills also tremendously improves from the first year to the second year. Specific examples would be calculations, because calculation in the first year course, they're better able to apply that during the second year courses or also in the third year courses where they have to have a case study, and in using those calculations concepts, they are better able to perform or better able to solve those case studies. Secondly, in terms of their understanding about the lecture material, they have a better strategy, better technique in terms of their comprehension, and they are better able to apply the knowledge that they learned in the first year. And their critical thinking skills and problem solving skills also improves a lot from first year to second year.
So the Pharmacist Care Lab is a 6-semester series basically where our students go from their first year to their second year to their third year. And in our Care Lab series, all of our students basically learn direct patient care skills. And essentially what we're trying to do is basically prepare our students to enter into their API rotations and to be able to practice their direct patient care skills in the community, the hospital, and in the ambulatory care setting. We use a lot of active learning with simulated patients, basically our hired actors who act as patients. And it allows for a safe environment for our students to role play all of their direct patient care skills in without really causing direct harm. So therefore, it's a great learning environment to practice hands-on experience that simulate a real-life scenario. So the role of the pharmacist is ever evolving. The pharmacist is now in a position to be the ultimate healthcare provider, managing optimal medication therapy outcomes. So it is critical that pharmacists today are equipped with direct patient care skills that allows them to be part of a medical team where we are in charge of medication management, disease state management, and preventative care.
The Evergreen program is a unique service learning opportunity here for Notre Dame, Maryland students. Beginning their first day of school, students get to partner with local public health agencies in Baltimore to serve underserved populations. Their duties range from more service-oriented duties that then progress to clinical duties. So that could be things like serving dinner for senior citizens, as well as more clinical duties like health education. Students get a wide range of opportunities at Notre Dame, Maryland University. Beginning their first year, they start in care diverse populations, a very much public health oriented course. Even their third year, they get to do public health, once again, a public health oriented course. They get a wide range of group opportunities and experiences, both in the classroom and outside the classroom, where they really get to make an impact on Baltimore people. Beginning their very first fall semester, all pharmacy students take pharmacy in the U.S. healthcare system. This is where they get critical knowledge as well as critical skills in things like payer systems and health literacy, these really huge problems that really impact how the U.S. population interacts with the healthcare, how they gain access to it. Care Diverse Populations is a first-year course. It's an introduction to the public health curriculum at Notre Dame. Students get a wide variety of skills in cultural competency and cultural intelligence, and they really get to understand how to care for people from different populations. And this could be race, ethnicity, as well as socioeconomic status and other factors. By doing this, students really understand how to be effective healthcare professionals. The public health course is really a culmination of many of the previous courses the students have taken that deal with social and administrative sciences. The students get to build on their public health skills, doing such things as a policy analysis, and they also get to do a comprehensive public health campaign that serves their advocating site.
The nice part about being at Notre Dame of Maryland University is that the students actually are able to be part of the organizations from day one. So they start to meet and work with the P1s, P2s, and sometimes P3s and P4s to actually go out and interact with the community, and they really can get some hands-on work. The student organizations are great because the students are able to interact with the faculty outside of the classroom as well as the other students, especially, like I said, the P2s and P3s and sometimes P4s that they don't normally see anywhere else. So it really helps develop a community within the already small school of pharmacy. Student organizations really help meet the needs of the Baltimore community and beyond. By serving as part of the mission, they reach and meet the greater needs of the city. As students, they can grow and become part of the community in a way that they aren't able to in other ways. As the students need more and more leadership experience to do advanced things after pharmacy school, the student organizations actually provide multiple different roles as they progress through the curriculum for them to grow and learn leadership skills and become either a minor role or a major role in the organizations. The student organizations are a great outlet for the students to learn about advocacy through pharmacy. Because we are a great juxtaposition in Baltimore, so close to the national government in DC and the state government in Annapolis, we are given the opportunity for the students to go and advocate for the profession and the advancement of the profession.
There are a lot of traditions here at NDMU SRP, but my few favorites are the basketball tournament, the OTC challenge, and the culture show. These are a lot of fun events that you get to know your classmates outside of the academic and classroom settings, so it's a really fun time to get to know each other. Yes, I was the Vice President of NCPA last year, the APHA Operation Immunization Chair, as well as the SHP Liaison. A lot of these positions have taught me more about leadership and working with classmates to reach the same goal in our organization. They also offer me the opportunity to learn more about the different career pathways that pharmacists can take. I learned that what you learn in school and PowerPoints and textbooks is not 100% how it is in real life on rotations. You have to learn to work with different people and adapt to new settings. So using what we've learned in school and applying that to the real world setting is really a valuable thing that I've learned on rotations. The small classes is really unique to Notre Dame. It allows you to develop an actual meaningful relationship with your faculty, professors, as well as peers. The professors actually care about you. They're willing to devote as much time outside the class as possible to make sure that they achieve the learning goals that you want to achieve and also help you achieve the grade that you want and deserve.
I lived on campus my first year of pharmacy school because I was new to here. I just came here for school, so I didn't know the area or anyone to room with. Now, living on campus gave me the opportunity to get to know the school, get to know the city, and get to know the people that are now my closest friends. As pharmacy students, we spend about 90% of our days on campus, so it was very convenient to live here, have everything handy, and it saved me a lot of time. I definitely recommend to those students like me to give living on campus a try. One of the things I like the most about Notre Dame Oberlin University School of Pharmacy is our faculty. I think that our faculty is very committed to the students, and that's very important for us. The fact that it's such a challenging program, and for students like me that came to the United States recently and English is not our first language, it makes it even more challenging. Knowing that our faculty is there to support, answer questions, encourage, and guide us through this program is definitely very important for us and makes the load less heavy. The most valuable thing I learned from my EPs was the importance of communication between healthcare providers. Communication is not limited between pharmacists themselves, but it's also pharmacists with physicians, physician's assistants, nurses, patients, social workers. The fact that they're able to communicate improves health outcomes and avoids unnecessary conflicts. It also shows a lot of commitment to their professions. My favorite class so far has been biochemistry. I felt like a lot of knowledge gaps were actually being filled, and I was able to connect a lot of material from undergraduate school to the one that they were giving us here in pharmacy school. I also think that as P2s, it has been the most helpful course for our pharmacotherapeutic series. As second-year student of pharmacy school, we just started our pharmacotherapeutics course, and I think it's been like opening a door to a whole new level in which you can get to know how clinical aspects of pharmacy really work. It's very important for us to take that course because it shows us how we can take care of our patients responsibly.
I love that every P1 student is assigned a P2 buddy to help them through their journey. It really helps the new students to learn who the upperclassmen are and not to be intimidated by them. At other schools, they have fraternities to meet each other, but here we see each other every single day, and it's very helpful, and we like to help each other out. We're not constantly competing against each other, but rather helping each other. We're one big family, and here we say we're one big farmly, and I don't believe I would have found this at any other school. School of Pharmacy provides many opportunities for students to gain professional pharmacy experience inside and outside of the classroom. Our first semester we learn about interprofessional relationship, and our school is actually partnered with Johns Hopkins School of Medicine and Nursing to further ingrain that into us. We actually get to go out into the community our first semester and use the knowledge we're taught to help others in the community. I love the size of the classes. They're relatively small, and you have a great professional relationship with each faculty member. Every faculty member and staff know your name and are willing to help you at any time. If you go to any of the faculty members and ask them a question, if they are able to stop what they're doing, they will stop right then and help you understand whatever it is you need. I love that it's on the outskirts of the city, and that walking around this campus I feel safe and secure, and it's a beautiful campus to walk around. I think the advising group was a tremendous help. It was my opportunity to be a leader here for the first time because I'm the advising group leader. Our advising group works together to try to keep our lives balanced, whether it's studying or going out and having some fun. Each advising group will stick to their own, but at the same time we integrate together. Our advising groups are the first source of aid, but all other advising groups are willing to help. I love that Dean Lynn is not just the dean of our school, but also a professor. Like all the other faculty and staff members, she takes the time to learn every student by face and name. She has what's called a dean's tea, and she sits down for an hour with each advising group to learn a little bit more about each and every student.
I'm a part of APHA, CPFI, and SNAFA, and they've all helped me to learn about the numerous opportunities and career paths in pharmacy. They've also helped me with my strengths and weaknesses. I've learned from being on rotations that taking care of the patient isn't just my responsibility. It also requires doctors, nurses, social workers, and even the IT specialist to take care of the robot when it breaks. We are always having opportunities to gain professional experience outside of the classroom. For example, we have rotations, advocating, and co-curricular hours, which always allow us to practice our skill set. So since practice makes perfect, we're always perfecting our skills. Each new semester, my favorite class is always changing. My first semester, my favorite class was Care Lab, but my second semester, it was Immunology. Currently, my favorite class is Pharmacotherapeutics, or PT. I'm always learning something that will help me care directly for the patient. Why Notre Dame? Simple. They treated me like family before they even really knew me. They care, that's why.
My favorite rotation has been my advanced community practice rotation with Dr. Ashley Moody. It took place at Fink's Pharmacy, and during this rotation, I was able to counsel patients one-on-one, and it really deepened my love for community pharmacy. Dr. Moody created unique presentation opportunities, and one of my favorites was a presentation we gave at a local senior living center. And we talked to the seniors about fall risk and safe medication use. I really liked how the schedule was so clear. Activity hours and group meeting times were blocked out, and I really thought that this would be an effective way for me to smoothly transition from undergraduate student to pharmacy student. My favorite experience has been with my longitudinal care class, which is offered third year of pharmacy school. And throughout this year, you are paired with one elderly patient that lives in a senior living facility. And throughout the year, you truly do grow with your patient. You get to see their continued care throughout an entire year. And as my patient reached her health goals, I felt so rewarded. And it really opened my eyes to what goes on in the patient's home, what happens after they leave the pharmacy, and how can we get a patient to effectively use their medications. I think our program is very unique. Like other pharmacy schools, we have health outreach projects and community service interwoven throughout our curriculum. However, Notre Dame has a public health initiative called Advocating that really sets it apart from other pharmacy schools. As P1 students, we are paired with a nonprofit organization, and we serve the underserved of that nonprofit organization throughout all 4 years of pharmacy school. So for me, it was such a unique opportunity to grow, not only as a future pharmacist, but as a leader. I had the chance to be my group's advocating leader, and through my service with advocating, I was challenged not only to become a better leader, but also a more effective communicator. I think our school really takes the time to develop empathetic pharmacists.
I'm the treasurer of APHA and NCPA, and that has given me a lot of leadership opportunities and a lot of experiences networking with other students and leaders in the pharmacy community. So that's helped me a lot to really grow as a student and as a future pharmacist. I'm a second year pharmacy student, and what I enjoy the most right now is putting what we've learned in the first year of pharmacy school, all the science-based knowledge with the clinical skills that we've been practicing in the pharmacy, so that's been really helpful. We've been able to make a lot of good friends as we study together a lot and create a great support system and really keep each other on track as we go throughout pharmacy school. Dean Lynn is very professional and organized and well respected in the pharmacy community. All those traits I wish to become as a student and a pharmacist, so she's been a great example as a leader. So me and my peers, we've created a lot of friendships, and so through going to class and studying together, we like to go out sometimes after tests, a series of tests, and just unwind and go out to eat, and for birthdays we also go out to eat also sometimes. So that's a great activity that we do as classmates.
So, welcome to Care Lab, everyone. Today we're going to have a really interesting Care Lab where we're going to kind of emulate what it's like to be an elderly patient. And the reason that we're doing this is because everyone knows we have a very growing elderly population, and we need to provide them with really high quality care. There will be many Care Labs where you'll have a chance to kind of hone in on your pharmaceutical skills, but this Care Lab specifically is for learning about how to be empathetic towards our older patients and how to provide really empathetic care. So we're going to play the aging game, where we're going to create scenarios where you might experience what it's like for an elderly patient to manage chronic diseases and kind of deal with their medications. So we're going to split you guys up into 2 different groups, and we'll have the first group at the eyeglass station and the second group at the glove station. At the eyeglass station, you guys will put on your eyeglasses, and you will have to pick up a medication vial and try to identify what the address of the pharmacy is and what the warning labels on the side of the prescription vial says. And then you'll have patient education leaflet where you'll look at that and you'll try to identify what the purpose of the medication is and some side effects associated with the medication and write that in on your sheet. And now in group 2, we'll have the glove station where you'll have to try to remove medications from a blister pack and see kind of how easy that's done or how difficult that is, and then to draw some solution into a syringe from a medication vial. Okay, and then you'll have to inject that solution back into the vial. All right, do you guys have any questions? No? All righty, let's get started.
Just to drop the liquid open vial with these on.
So we still have no side effects?
I see, like,
Cautions.
Contact Dr. If. Okay, so is there professional liquid from the amplifier? Just for the
So you have to read the address
on our medication.
vial.
Capsules in the blister pack.
So,
Alright. So we'll try and push these through. I think you peel them. Yeah.
yes.
I don't know. Maybe you should try this one. I know. I have the tiniest corner exposed, so I want to get through there, but I can't.
Come on, this is really impossible.
Are you getting it out? No.
Okay. I barely have the edge. Okay.
I guess this is really what's like the sensation. Yeah, this is really difficult. I don't know how we would do it. Okay.
So what are we trying
About the 0.5.
All right, so now we're going to switch groups and we're going to have everyone work on the tape station together. So at the tape station, we're going to tape up multiple fingers and you'll have to perform some activities while your fingers are taped together. So the first activity you'll have to perform is to open the medication vial while your fingers are taped. After you've done that, you'll have to use a dosing spoon to try to get a certain amount of medication out of the vial and pour that medication back into the vial. And then the second activity, you will have medication tablets kind of spilled on the table, and with your fingers taped, you'll have to pick up those tablets, open a pill box, place it in the right date, and then close the pill box. And then we'll talk about what happened. Okay? Any questions? Nope. All right, let's get started. You can both do it at the same time. So try to pick up some of the pills off the table and put it in the first compartment.
Okay. So you take one. Yeah, I think it's easier to close the one you just did. So you don't put 2.
Oh, put 2.
Yeah, it's been my strategy.
Okay.
Okay, move on to the next one. You almost spilled it there.
I did.
All right, so let's try to measure out about 5 mLs or so, and then pour it back in the bottle. I think there's a dosing spoon by you as well. So let's kind of think about what this means in the grand scheme of things. You guys completed 3 different activities today, all to represent what it might be like for an elderly patient to either have problems seeing, to have problems feeling, or to have problems with maneuvering their hands. What surprised you today, if anything at all?
It's just like very simple things that you do in life would become increasingly difficult and would take so much time than it would normally take you.
Okay.
So that would kind of change your perspective on life.
Okay.
As to how easy or difficult it would be.
Okay, so what I heard you say is just the very simple things became not so simple anymore, I think. Anyone else have anything to add, anything that surprised you today?
I think it would be increasingly difficult if you had 2 of these disease states combined, trying to have arthritis and like tunnel vision at the same time. That's, I mean, I couldn't imagine.
Anything else? I heard some of you refer to kind of like a support system. Is there anything that surprised you in regards to maybe the need, or maybe you don't need a support system when you have any of these ailments?
I think there's definitely a need for a support system, especially depending on how bad the disease is, because in the beginning stages it might not be as bad, but as it progresses it could get worse, and you want to make sure that you take your medication. So definitely having someone there to help you set your pill box up, or to help simply measure out doses would be really important.
Okay. How do you guys think that this affects the way that you approach elderly patients? What is your how did this affect your attitudes and even how you express empathy to older patients?
I think in that sense you would have to be really careful in evaluating your geriatric patients in their personalized need.
Okay.
So like if you can have some way to, instead of giving them 30 pills per month, you can just give them a pill box with medication already filled. That would make a really huge difference to their life.
Okay. Something that tiny might make a big difference. How do you think this affected your attitude and empathy towards older patients?
Well, I guess if if an elderly patient does come to the pharmacy and brings these concerns up, I mean, I would have a greater understanding of the situation and some of the experiences that they do have, and kind of help work with them to alleviate some of those problems for them. So,
anything else to add to that, how this might affect your interaction?
I think just being cognizant of how they feel and how frustrating it may be, and like Hannah said, to come up with ways to help them. So if, for example, with the child resistant caps, if they, making sure that you're proactive, asking them if they need the child resistant cap, if they have any grandchildren or something like that in the home where they would need that, and if not, switching them to like a non-safety cap might help it a little bit and make it a little bit easier.
Okay, that's a great idea. Any other suggestions as to what you might do differently in the future now that you've kind of gone through what they might feel like? So the safety cap idea is a great idea. Anything else that you would do differently after this activity?
Possibly those blister packs. Maybe, obviously discussing it first with the patient if they want us to actually punch it out if it's not in a certain order, and just putting it in a vial for them.
Okay.
Might make it easier.
Okay.
Maybe if you're doing, like thinking about the vision problems, maybe if you could present patient education on material that's easier to read for whatever kind of problems they might have.
Okay. How about the visual impairment?
Maybe counseling them in pharmacy and letting them know the side effects and what to expect and all those things. Even if they might not know, and if it's not a convenient time for them, we can just call them later and then counsel them on the medication. That'd be a good idea.
Okay. Any other final thoughts? Well, Thanks for participating in Care Lab today. I really hope that you guys have kind of taken away the importance of being empathetic towards patients to understand what they're going through so that we could just provide, very high quality care for them. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
See you next week.